Life is still arguably one of the worst things to happen to the Pokemon trading card game, and we are not using it for till ever, maybe? Hey, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we have another webcam battle, this time with Harrison Burke. He played in the Webcam War Invitational that I hosted with Steuben a week or so ago, and we're going to show the game from, or my game with Harry from that tournament. It was really cool to have this event, so thank you so much to everybody who participated in that event, and thank you so much to TCGV for sponsoring the event. Please go check out TCGV, the premier place to buy and sell code cards. You can buy with 100%, I can't stress this enough, and that's why I'm stumbling, 100% buyer satisfaction, and sell with zero seller fees. Incredible site, incredible people. Please go check it out, link in the video description. Thank you again, TCGV, for sponsoring the event. Now, why don't we go check out this gameplay? I did my first shoutcast, and we'll talk that's included in the video. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment. We're going to be doing lots more physical card play, webcam battles. I've recorded games at locals that I gotta edit and do shoutcasts for, so I'm trying my absolute hardest not to use Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. But anyway, I think I said like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, do that. YouTube tells YouTube this is a good channel, and other people should watch it. Let's go check out this webcam battle. So we are recording this game, and I have to do like a shoutcast just because there was some issues with the audio. So enjoy this, I guess. We go ahead, we roll the die. I'll be honest, I don't remember who was going first here. So I guess we'll find out in just a second. I do have an okay start by the looks of my hand. I have zero recollection of this game, so we are watching this back for the first time since I played it over a week ago, and I barely remember what Harry was playing. I know what I was playing. Okay, so I did start the Sableye. Harry has the Arceus V, and he's going to start off by playing a Heavy Ball, so Harry is going first. I forgot, I have the little arrows at the top to tell you whose turn it is. But anyway, so go ahead. It looks like he's failing that Heavy Ball. So for a little bit of context while he searches and sets up, I am playing a Lost Box Urshifu deck, and Harry is playing Arceus Flying Pikachu, and I don't remember what else is in it. So there we go. So he's going to have the Arceus. Obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, if you're not familiar, then you don't know, but the thing Harry really wants to do is get some energy onto this Arceus immediately. Start setting up some bench Pokemon as well. Because we're playing Lost Box, you know he wants to set up Flying Pikachu, because Flying Pikachu VMAX, the attack makes it so that it can't be hit by basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So setting up that Flying Pikachu is very important. Getting energies onto the Arceus is very important, so he can go ahead and Trinity Charge, or hopefully Trinity Nova on his next turn, since he can't attack on their first turn. Discards the Aerodactyl V-Star. Now, Aerodactyl is a great card. It's a great inclusion for things that want to use abilities, particularly Rule Box Pokemon. Aerodactyl V-Star, the ability says that Pokemon with a Rule Box don't have abilities anymore. So really, really cool. Harry does elect to go with the Espeon V, because Espeon VMAX's ability says that his Pokemon with energies can't be targeted by effects of attacks, which means Sableye's Lost Mine attack will not be able to work onto Pokemon that have energies with Espeon VMAX into play. So you can see here, considering getting the Psychic Energy onto the Arceus. I don't know what other energy types he has in hand, but he does go ahead, gets the energy, and I'm pretty sure that's all he does, so he ends up passing over to me. I have a pretty decent start with the 2 Battle VIP passes. You can only play Battle VIP pass if it's the very first turn of the game. So I go ahead, I see the Arceus. Now, one of the issues with running Urshifu against this Arceus deck is the Espeon. The Espeon is really problematic, so I choose 2 Comfies to get on the first VIP pass. I really want to be able to go ahead and really flower select. I started the Sableye, so it's a little unfortunate. And the VIP pass number 2, I get the Greninja and the Urshifu V. My hope is that I can somehow get a nice 100 Furious Blows attack off this turn, knock out the Arceus before it's able to really power anything up, get 2 quick prizes, and they're not going to be able to use Starburst, but as you can tell, or as you might be able to guess, it's probably not going to happen. It's a lot to ask for in a deck that does not run Melody or Rapid Strike Energy. If I committed, one of the issues with these kind of decks, or at least the way I build them, is that I don't fully commit one way or the other. This is like a Rapid Strike, this is a Lost Zone deck that just has an Urshifu as a possible answer for fighting weak Pokemon, or for things like try to use the what's it called, the Gmax Rapid Flow to clean up something on the bench or take 2 quick prizes. I go ahead and discard that Lightning Energy with Greninja so that I can concealed cards and draw 2 cards, play down the training card to get that Lightning Energy back from the discard, and now I can go ahead and flower select. I have to choose. I get to look at the top 2 cards in my deck, put 1 into my hand, 1 goes into the Lost Zone. Can't really see what I picked up, or really even what's in my hand. Remember, this was a tournament, so I was trying not to like show on camera my hand too much, but I get rid of the Cramorant. I don't really think I'm able to do a ton this turn, and although I would have liked to have put some pressure onto the Arceus by, if I can't attack with the Urshifu, attacking with something like the Cramorant is a pretty good option as well. I don't really have any other Colress. I don't have any other ways of getting cards into the Lost Zone, so I knew, it seems like I kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to get a Cramorant attack off that turn anyway, so putting it into the Lost Zone, a little bit of a safer bet for whatever I did pick up, and then just slowly starting to attach energies to the Urshifu V, because even when the Arceus evolves into the Arceus V-Star, which he's using the Ultra Ball, looks like he's getting a Lumineon, so he can get a Professor's Research. A little bit risky, right? You want to guarantee, I mean, unless he has the Arceus V-Star in hand, you kind of want to guarantee the Arceus V-Star because you really, really need it. Yes, he could, find an energy off of the Research and then just go ahead and Trinity Charge onto that Espeon, but why take the chance, right? It's a little bit risky. He has no cards in hand, so he's going to draw a fresh 7. It's very likely he hits the Arceus V-Star, and I'm pretty sure he does. Gets a little lucky off the Research. Maybe not a play I would have done, but, it's not for me to decide, right? So, he gets the Air Balloon. Now he's able to Starburst so that he can just do what he needs, but he does put down the Empoleon and attaches a water energy to it, retreats into the Empoleon. Empoleon has Emperor Eyes. Basic non-rule box Pokemon have no abilities while Empoleon is in the active spot. So I'm no longer able to use my Comfey's Flower Selecting, which is really, really unfortunate. And I kind of just am stuck. I can Boss's Order something, which is what I do. So I boss up that Arceus so that I can try to Flower Select, find an Urshifu VMAX, find a Fighting Energy. I can't Colress anymore because I bossed. So we have to figure out something. It's going to be really, really difficult. Concealed cards to draw 2. I had the Fighting Energy, but didn't have the Urshifu VMAX or a way to get that Comfey out of the active, and now I can go ahead, Training Court, get that Fighting Energy back into my hand. If I attach to the Comfey to retreat, I can't attach to the Urshifu. Not that I have the what's it called anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. I don't have like an Urshifu VMAX to make use of Gmax Rapid Flow. So I'm just going to go ahead, get that Comfey out of the active, and do it again. Use the other Flower Selecting so I can just get more cards into the Lost, so make it a little easier for me to eventually try to dig through the deck, find a Colress, find some plays, make something happen here. If I did, and you notice I didn't attach an energy, I did attach an energy to the Comfey. Now, So I couldn't attack with the Urshifu anyway. But I do go ahead, and it looks like I'm using the Scoop Up Net onto the Greninja, just re-benching it, so I can use the concealed cards again, really trying to find something that I can do. Luckily, Empoleon does not turn off Greninja, so even if he does retreat into the Empoleon to attack with that, I don't have to worry too much. I could still use Greninja to try to find like an escape rope or something, but does make it really, really challenging. I was really hoping to get the KO on that Arceus V-Star before he was able to Starbirth. Just didn't go the way I wanted. Sometimes that happens. I'm playing the Lost Box Rayquaza, and you just run like a ton of energies and things that you normally wouldn't find in a Rayquaza box, like the Urshifu. I have slightly different energy counts as a result. So, checking in that Urshifu, while it would have been really nice, did hurt me a little bit here, just because I wasn't able to find, not able to make any real plays. The Empoleon hurt, so I had a boss. I didn't have an escape rope. Just a really tough matchup playing against this Arceus counter box that Harrison is playing. So we have to make some stuff happen here. Just going ahead and just searching. I think he played Professor's Research. I only have 3 cards in the Lost Zone, which after 2 turns is very, very bad. It's not nearly enough. You'd like to have 5 or 6 at this point at minimum. Colress would have gotten us 5, and a Lost Vacuum get us to 6, maybe even 7 if I got rid of like my own training court so I could start the Mirage Gate, because I'm pretty sure I had Mirage Gate in the hand, but I'm not able to make use of it without Culverso being able to cycle through my Comfeys a little bit more. So makes things a little difficult. But it looks like Harrison's not off to a slow start. He had the option to Starbirth the last turn to get like a DTE and attach. Not really sure why he didn't, but he didn't. Maybe he thought it'd be better to try to slow me down since I was already having such a bad start. There's the Espeon VMAX. There is, don't know why he's attaching to Collapse Stadium. That was obviously a mistake, meant to attach to DTE, which you found either off the research or off of his Starbirth ability. So his V-Star power is used for the game. That's good for, I mean, it's not good for me. I would have preferred it if he wasn't able to use it, but here we are nonetheless. Go ahead and drops the Collapse Stadium, which is a little annoying because not only do I not get that training course, so I can't recover energies that I use with concealed cards, but I can only have 4 Pokemon on the bench. Now, it's not that big a deal at the moment since I don't have much going on, but later in the game it might become an issue. It's a little annoying for Lost Box. You want to be able to maximize your bench, and now I can only have 1 extra Pokemon on the bench, so a little bit tricky, especially because these kind of decks, like, I would really want to put another Comfey down so I can escape rope, retreat, switch, scoop up net, something into that other Comfey and get more cards into the Lost Zone. Luckily, he attacked with the Arceus and not the Empoleon, which might have been the better move. The Empoleon might have been stuck in the active, but can Trinity charge the Empoleon. Didn't really put any energies anywhere. Just got the 1 on the Espeon. I finally find a Colress. I got a fighting energy, so if we could find an Urshifu VMAX, we'd be able to knock out this Arceus VMAX in a single hit. But then we do have to worry about that Espeon. A little bit tricky. Urshifu being weak to Psychic makes that Espeon kind of scary, but you know what? We wouldn't have too many options, and then we would be able to try to target down the Lumineon and the Empoleon and try not to even bother with the Espeon. So that's kind of the play. We go ahead, flower selecting, see what we find. Quick Ball is not particularly helpful at this point. We can't have any more Pokemon on the bench anyway. Maybe it would have been okay to try to thin out the deck, pull some stuff out, and then use a Scoop Up Net to get the that Comfey back into the active flower select again. I do use the Lost Vacuum to get rid of I think I get rid of the Collapse Stadium. So I had the Lost Zone card, which puts me to 7, which is great, because now I'm able to use Mirage Gate, and I can 100 Furious Blows the Arceus V-Star, and then kind of not have to worry about finding the Urshifu VMAX, but still have to make it happen. I still need 2 fighting energies onto this benched Urshifu in order to make 100 Furious Blows happen. As you can see, one's already in the lost zone, so we have this 7 finally. I don't know if I managed my energies properly, but that Collapse Stadium is now gone. Great. Love to see it. And I hope I make the play, attach a fighting energy from hand, the Mirage Gate of fighting energy onto the Urshifu, and then some other energy onto the Comfey, so I can go ahead, retreat, come up, hit with 100 Furious Blows, and do 300 damage, earning me 2 prize cards. That's the idea. I don't think I've really, outside of those VIP passes, I've gotten to search the deck, so I didn't. One thing I did not count was energies. And you can see I grab a Grass and a Psychic, which is not good enough. I need to have 2 fighting energies, and I either prized them or discarded them. I lost on that one like a dum-dum. It was probably a big mistake. But if I have too many fighting energies in hand anyway, the Mirage Gates still don't help. So, all things we have to keep in mind and consider. That's one of the problems with running all of these different types of energies, is managing them. Managing energies is a very, very important part of this deck. And we need a Psychic for the Sableye, we need Lightning, Fighting, and Grass for the Rayquaza, and then we need Fighting for the Urshifu. And I put the Grass on. You can see I realize that is not particularly helpful. So I choose to put it on the other Comfey, so I have a pivot later if I need to retreat that Comfey. I don't run water energies, which is why I'm not putting it onto the Greninja to set up a water, whatever attack Greninja has. There's the fighting energy for turn, and I really needed that other fighting energy, but it being in the hand and not in the deck was the issue. I'm not able to, I can hit with Strafe, but I just choose to go into the Comfey so I can Flower Select yet again. Can't hard retreat, but it looks like I have a Scoop Up Net in hand, so I'm okay. I don't really know what I go for at this point. Really trying to find like the Urshifu VMAX, because then I could Scoop Up Net and Gale Thrust take the KO, but it just never comes to me. That's one of the problems with this deck, is you draw and draw and draw. Concealed cards, Comfey, Flower Selecting, Colress. Like, you can look through a lot of cards during the game, and if you're not hitting the card you need, you might be hitting energies. So it's not just a matter of hitting cards you need, but you don't want to hit other specific things because you don't want to have an issue later. So, you know, you can see I drew into too many fighting energies, wasn't able to Mirage Gate onto it. And that's one of the challenges with Lost Zones, what makes it so hard to play. And I'm pretty sure you can see I had a lot of energies in hand, just drawing into nothing but energies. So, a little bit tricky, a little problematic. If you're ever wondering why Lost Zone turns take forever, it's because of decisions like this. Which energy do I need? Where do I attach it to? How many do I need? You can see I go ahead, I'm considering, I think I just leave it, or I retreated, and then I strafed. So that's what I did. I don't know why that Grass energy is still on there. I feel like that might have been a mistake if I hard retreated, unless I played a switch card and I missed it while I'm talking. I feel like that Grass energy shouldn't be there, but honestly, it's probably not going to matter too much. The Arceus is just going to knock out the Comfey anyway, so whatever. Unless he bosses up something else, but I do always have that free pivot with the Sableye for the Air Balloon if I need. So it's not like it's a huge deal, but something to keep in mind. Why is that Grass energy still on there? You can see what I go through in the Lost Zone. Nothing really super impactful, but it is 2 fighting energies, and this deck only runs 4. So Lost Zone on those 2 fighting energies was problematic. There's the discard. No fighting energies in the discard, just a Grass, Psychic, and Lightning. Not really able to set up the Rayquaza. I don't even know if I found one yet this game, but using Rayquaza would be really nice to knock out like the Empoleon, knock out an Espeon or a Flying Pikachu. Now I can't attack that Flying Pikachu with the Rayquaza if it attacks me first. So, something to consider. We get Marnied. I think I'm actually okay with that. It puts quite a bit of energies back into the deck for Mirage Gate, so that's kind of cool. I don't think I had too much going on, so I think that Marnie was actually kind of welcomed. Here comes an Evolution Incense. Doesn't really matter. They might just go ahead and get the Flying Pikachu VMAX now. It's really uncommon for Lost Zone decks to, play any type of hand disruption, Marnie, Judge, stuff like that. So you're generally safe to play your Ultra Balls and your Evolution Incenses to get those Pokemon. Whether you're just trying to thin the deck or you want to find something, in this case he gets the Aerodactyl V-Star, just probably to thin the deck out, maybe as discard fodder or something like that. You can see, remember, he discarded, now he goes with the Flying Pikachu instead. So, there you go, Flying Pikachu. I'm not going to be able to do anything. There's a Quick Ball for the Arceus V-Star. I mean, yeah, you're safe against Lost Zone. It's actually Marnie and Judge, Roxanne, those decks, those cards really, really hurt Lost Zone. You try, like, your goal is to not only get cards into the Lost Zone, but to build up quite a large hand so that you can have as many lines of play as possible. You really want to have options, and when you get Marnie down to like 4 cards, it really takes away some options. Now, obviously the Comfies, and if you get Marnie into like a Colress or a Raihan and something gets knocked out, maybe it's not the end of the world, but we do get KO'd here, which is a little annoying. We do have the Training Court, so we can go ahead and get that Grass Energy and attach it. But a lot of this game is really kind of closing in. We find a Colress, which is great. It's going to put us... We already have 8 in the Lost Zone, so... And that Espeon VMAX prevents Sableye, so I don't really care about reaching 10. 7 was the marker I needed to get to once that Espeon came into play. The Flying Pikachu does pose a little bit of a problem, but we can kind of play around it. This deck does run 2 bosses, so being able to pull up something like a... boss up something makes it really nice. We can knock out this Arceus pretty easily with something like a Gale Thrust or 100 Furious Blows. We finally find the Urshifu VMAX. Choose not to put it into play. Kind of debating. That Espeon really scares me. But there's not a lot of energy onto it. And what I probably should have done, because I don't remember Espeon's attack, but I think it does more damage based on the energies I have attached to the active. So if I came up evolved and used something like a Rapid Flow to put damage onto the Arceus and to, say, like, the Empoleon, and then I can Rapid Flow again. That's like the plan, is to Rapid Flow again and knock out the Empoleon, put damage onto the Lumineon, and then just use like a Cramorant or something to KO, or a Sableye, because they don't have energy on that Lumineon. That probably would be the better play, right? I just don't remember Espeon's attack off the top of my head. Issues, we just ultimately called it a tie, but there you go. That's the whole game. I'm sorry it ended a little so anticlimactic. Ties do happen in the Pokemon trading card game, which is, for me, in that particular game, a tie was probably the best I could hope for, right? The Pikachu makes Lost Box really difficult. The Espeon makes Lost Box really difficult, so my only out was the Urshifu, which is weak to Espeon. The Empoleon makes Lost Box really difficult, so for me, that was a pretty bad matchup that I ended up being able to pull into a tie, which really should not have happened, and I still didn't have like a great start. If I was able to knock out that Urshifu really quickly, who knows, the game might have went a little bit into my favor, considering that Harry didn't have the strongest board state. The Empoleon could have been an issue, but whatever. So yeah, that's the whole video. I hope you enjoyed. Found it informative. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know in the comments. Do you like these kind of videos? Do you like when I talk over tournaments, or do you kind of like the just the free back and forth between me and my opponent as we play for real? Sometimes at things like locals, I'm not going to be able to do that, but for webcam battles, usually I can. Just happen to be an issue with some audio, so unfortunate, and I apologize for that. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.